If you've ever tried to talk to your parents about investing in crypto, you probably know it can feel like trying to teach a cat to swim. Lots of confusion, a little bit of panic, and not much progress. But here's the big question. Are our parents right to be afraid, or are they missing out on one of the biggest financial revolutions of our time? Let's get real for a second. Crypto is still a wild ride. Even some of the most seasoned investors, people who've seen the dot-com bubble and the 2008 financial crisis, admit that the ups and downs of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies can be downright terrifying. Take it from a dad who recently shared, "I was fearful," and honestly, who can blame him? When you see headlines about 70% drops in value, it's tough not to feel your stomach drop too. But here's where things get interesting. The son in this story didn't try to sugarcoat it. He was upfront with his dad. You should not be surprised to see a 70% drawdown on ALT coins and even Bitcoin. That's a big number. For someone who's used to blue chip stocks and steady, modest gains, that kind of volatility is almost unthinkable. So why even consider crypto at all? Why risk it? For many younger investors, the answer comes down to potential. Crypto's upside is massive, and yes, so is its risk. But for people who grew up with the 2008 crash or watched their savings stagnate in low-interest accounts, traditional investment options don't always feel that exciting. Crypto offers something different, a chance to get in early on what some believe is the future of finance. But back to the main question. If your parents are skeptical, how do you even start the conversation so they'll listen and not just tune you out? Let's break down some strategies, because this isn't just a family debate. It's a generational conversation about money, risk, and opportunity. First, acknowledge the fear. Seriously, don't act like their concerns are silly or outdated. Crypto can be intimidating. It's new, it's complex, and it's not insured by the government like your bank account is. Unlike traditional investments, there's no customer service hotline to call if you lose your password or send money to the wrong wallet. Scams, hacks, and wild price swings are real risks. Next, do your homework. If you want your parents to take you seriously, you need to know your stuff. That means understanding what a blockchain is, how Bitcoin is mined, and why Ethereum isn't just internet money. It's the backbone for things like NFTs and decentralized finance. The more you can explain in plain English, the better. Think of it this way. If you can't explain it simply, you probably don't understand it well enough yet yourself. Now, let's talk about risk. This is where the conversation usually gets heated. Your parents might be used to thinking of risk as something you avoid at all costs. But in investing, risk and reward go hand in hand. Instead of pretending crypto is a sure thing, be honest about the drawdowns. Share real numbers, like how Bitcoin has crashed by over 80% more than once in its history, but also how it's rebounded to hit new all-time highs. The key here is transparency. You can also draw comparisons to things your parents might understand. Remember when Amazon stock seemed risky in the late 90s, or when nobody thought anyone would shop online? Early technology investments always look scary until they don't. That said, not every new technology changes the world. Remind them that diversification is still important. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, whether it's crypto or anything else. One of the smartest things you can do is talk about position sizing. In other words, don't bet the farm. Suggest treating crypto like a small, speculative part of a larger portfolio. Maybe that's 1% or 5% of their investments. Enough to have skin in the game, but not enough to keep them up at night if things go south. This approach is actually backed by some financial advisors, especially when they're working with clients who want to explore new assets without taking on outsized risk. Transparency is also key when it comes to expectations. If your parents are expecting crypto to make them rich overnight, it might be time for a reality check. The best investors in this space plan for the long term, knowing that the roller coaster ride is part of the deal. That means being prepared for big swings up and down, and having a plan so emotions don't take over. It's also worth pointing out that the crypto landscape is evolving fast. Just a few years ago, big companies and even some governments wouldn't touch Bitcoin with a 10-foot pole. Now entire countries are experimenting with digital currencies, and Wall Street giants are offering crypto funds to their clients. Regulation is still catching up, but we're seeing more and more signs that crypto is moving from the fringes into the mainstream. So, if you're having this conversation with your parents, remember, it's not about convincing them to go all in. It's about sharing information, listening to their concerns, and maybe, just maybe, helping them see that innovation always comes with uncertainty, but also with opportunity. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, have you talked to your parents about crypto? How did it go? Are they still skeptical, or have they taken the plunge? The world of investing is always changing, and today's fears often become tomorrow's fortunes. The question is, will you and your family be ready to seize the next big opportunity, or will you let fear keep you on the sidelines? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.